Okay, solving a two-step equation with integers. So we want to solve for w. Remember, that means we want to end up with something like w equals whatever as our final answer. So we're going to have to do some algebraic manipulation here in order to get this w all by itself. Always keep in mind that the first step is to get the w part of the equation all by itself. So we want to get this w over 5 all by itself. What that means is, of course, we want to get rid of this 6. So we could think of a balance beam, a teeter-totter, right? And the equal sign is the balance point. Over here we have a negative 24. Over here we have a 6. And we have a w over 5. Now on this right side of the teeter-totter, we want to end up with just the w by itself. So we need to first get that w over 5 all by itself, which means we got to get rid of this 6. So if we take this 6 away, that's like minusing it, isn't it? And of course, you know that on a balance scale or a teeter-totter, if you take something off of one side, then you have to take that something off of the other side. That keeps the balance. We always have to keep the balance in math, and so that's what is shown here. It's a subtracting 6 from both sides. That's what we've done on the teeter-totter. And when we do that, we know that the negative 24 and another negative 6 go together to make negative 30. So now we have a new balance here. We've got a negative 30, and we've got a w over 5. And of course those are equal because that's balanced. And then the next step will be to get the w by itself. Well, what's happening to w is it's being divided by 5. And how do we undo division? We undo it with a multiplication. But of course we have to keep that balance. So we multiply by 5 on both sides. That's what's shown here. And when we do that, this 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1, so these 5's cross cancel, and we're just left with that w, which is what we wanted. And then, of course, the negative 30 times 5 gives the negative 150. That's our answer here. That's what we get for w, and we've solved for w. So that's just two simple steps, keeping in mind balancing each step. Let's look at another example here. Once again, the first step is to get the variable term all by itself. So if we have a balance scale, we have a 2x, and we got a 6 on this side, and we got a 4 over there. If we want to hold on to the 2x for now, then we have to subtract a 6, don't we? Keeping that balance, we subtract a 6 from both sides. So here's how it looks with the balance beam idea, and here's how it looks mathematically in an equation. We're just subtracting 6 from both sides. Of course, in the balance beam, these 6's go away because we took it away. So we're just left with the 2x. And then 4 minus 6 is a negative 2. So that's what we get here. Now we have a new balance. We have a 2x on one side and a 2 on the other. We want to get just the x. So what's happening to x is it's being multiplied. How do we undo multiplication? Well, we divide. We divide by the coefficient. We divide by that 2. Of course, we have to divide by the 2 on both sides. That's what's shown right here. So these are the same, just different concept, different way to look at it. And then I made a mistake here. It's a negative 2 divided by 2. And that gives us x equals 1. So our new balance is x equals negative 1. And we're done. That's our answer. Here's something to keep in mind. It's really important. You can always guarantee you have the right answer before you submit it by taking this answer and plugging it in to our original. So let's check that. If we say that in place of x we're going to put a negative 1, does that come out to be true? Well, 2 times negative 1 is a negative 2 plus 6. Does that truly equal 4? Well, yes, it does, because negative 2 plus 6 equals 4. So if you get something like 4 equals 4 or negative 3 equals negative 3, if you get the things equal each other, that guarantees your answer is correct. It takes only a few seconds to do that before submitting it. Alright, here's another practice. I'll go take this, go ahead and pause this video, work this out on your own, and then restart the video to check your answer. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you worked it out like this. First step would be to subtract 5 from both sides. We get a negative 3y minus 18. Then we have to divide by 3, and our final answer is y equals negative 6.